This is my multi-villager curing setup, designed specifically to be a farm that actually works on Bedrock. It also works just as well on Java. Now, this setup allows you to save a lot of time and effort by converting many villagers at once, and it utilizes close proximity of the mobs and moving glass blocks to make that happen. You see, mobs don't take suffocation damage from glass blocks, whereas they would from other blocks, and they also can't see other mobs when there's any kind of block in their face, even a transparent block. This means that, even though the zombie is well within attack range of this villager, it won't do anything. When you're ready to start converting, you flick this lever to pull back that glass block, and then the zombie will attack the first villager. Once that villager converts, they'll all go down the line and convert each other. Because they're so close, you can hit up to 7 of them with a single splash potion of weakness, thus saving on potions. Then, you go down the line with your golden apples. Now, on Bedrock, zombie villagers all seem to convert back at the same rate, so as long as you didn't wait more than 7 seconds, which is how long it takes an unarmed zombie villager to convert a villager at full health, to give adjacent zombies their golden apples, it shouldn't be possible for the villagers who are cured first to be converted back by the others. However, it's good practice to move the glass blocks down so that your very valuable cured villagers don't take any damage. Also, on Java, zombie villagers convert back at different rates, like so keeping the glass blocks down if you don't want them to get zombified again is absolutely not optional. But maybe you do want them to get zombified again, because you oftentimes have to do multiple curing cycles to get the maximum discounts. If you're on Java, you can just keep the glass blocks up, but if you're on Bedrock, you can simply keep this zombie's glass block retracted, and they'll all be converted back in no time. Also, I made this whole setup because a single person commented on a tutorial for one of my other farms, saying it didn't really work on Bedrock, so I designed this whole thing just for them. So, if any of you Bedrock players have anything that you would like to see made, you can leave a comment, and I'll think about it. So these are the materials that you are going to need. So the top row is the items you will need for each villager section. So if you're doing 5 at a time, then multiply this by 5. And the bottom are the other general items that you will need for the farm. And of course, you will need some golden apples and splash potions of weakness. Alright, once you've decided where you want to build, the first step is figuring out which direction you want to face. So if you place 1 row like that, and then 2 more, and the back ones connect like that, then you're going to want to build facing in either of the other 2 directions. So move to where you want to build, and then place 2 rails like that, break 1, and then repeat the process for basically as many sections as you want for the villagers that you want to cure. Alright, so we're just going to go with 5, and then place solid blocks behind all of those, just like that. Alright, now you can put buttons on top of all of those solid blocks, just for moving the villagers away later. Okay. Now place 2, 3 temporary blocks there, just like that, and then go across with any kind of glass block, just like that, so it should be 2 higher and directly above the rails. And you can remove that one if you want. You should keep that one there. Okay, now place a temporary block there, and then place sticky pistons facing downward just like that across the entire row, and then go back to the beginning, remove that, and then put another sticky piston there. Okay, now put a solid block there, and you can put a lever either there or there just for turning on the pistons, whichever you like. Now take some redstone dust, and we're going to put a dust there, and then on the tops of all of those sticky pistons. And if you're making this larger than just 5 units, just make sure that when you turn the lever on, that all of the pistons are extended. And now for the zombies section of the farm, so place a rail there, and then another there, and break that. And then place a glass block or any full block, and then a temporary block behind it. And then place a sticky piston on top of that, facing that way, and a glass block right there. And you can break that if you want. and then a lever on the back just like that, and it should work just like that. And now add a solid block or a slab right above where the zombie is going to be sitting if you're outdoors, so it does not burn in the sunlight. Okay, now comes the part where we have to actually get a zombie into this system, which is usually easier said than done. So what I like to do is get a line of rails just kind of extending back, and then wait for a zombie to happen to spawn in, and then get your minecart ready. Now if you're in survival mode, it should track you and... okay, it went right in the minecart. Wow, I can't believe that worked the first time. Okay, now it should go right in. Alright, now this guy will despawn if it doesn't pick up an item. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna pick up the sword, but ideally you'll get a zombie that will pick up an enchanted sword, preferably enchanted with sharpness 5 so that it converts the villager a little bit faster, but it doesn't really matter, so if you can't get it to pick up an item, just name tag it. It picked up the sword immediately after I name tagged it. I hate this game sometimes. Now we want to close in the zombies so the minecart doesn't get moved out, so if the sides are exposed, just try to place blocks, and if you can't place a block there because the minecart is in the way, just put a regular piston there, turn it on somehow, and then you can get rid of it, and that zombie should be stuck there now. Now go on top of the pistons and place a row of solid blocks just like that if you are outside, so the zombie villagers don't burn in the sunlight. Alright, now speaking of hating the game, moving villagers into the system can be really finicky. But before we start doing that, just make sure that this is closed so the zombie cannot attack any villagers that are moved into here. Now, I have found on Bedrock the easiest way of moving villagers is to just connect a line of rails from a villager breeder so that you can send each villager off with the press of a button and a minecart, and they should just move into place just like that. And when you want to send the next one along, just reconfigure the rails just like that, and we're gonna do that again. And they should all go into place, just like that. Now, if you're worried about the minecarts moving out of their spots, you can just put a row of any kind of solid block, just like that, if you want. And with that, you are now ready to start curing villagers. Now, super important note, just go to the settings and make sure that you are in hard mode. If you are in easy mode, there is a 100% chance that your villagers will die when attacked by a zombie, and in normal mode there is a 50% chance, whereas in hard mode there is a 0% chance your villagers will die and they will be guaranteed to turn into a zombie villager. Alright, when you are ready to begin the zombification process, go ahead and flick that lever back, and the zombie should begin attacking the villagers immediately. Now, it's good practice to always flick this back as soon as the first villager converts, because otherwise you might forget, and then your cured villagers will get zombified all over again, and they risk despawning. Once they've all converted, you can throw your Splash Potion of Weakness and then give them all the apples. Okay. And then don't forget to put the glass blocks down so they don't take any damage after they have been converted. Now, sometimes in survival you run into an issue where the zombie will not attack the villagers after you pull back that glass block. So the thing to do is to just get out of attack range, because that zombie is tracking you and not the villagers. So just walk a ways, and when you come back, the zombie should have forgotten about you and should be focusing on the villagers. I think that does it for the video, folks. If you enjoyed this tutorial and you think it deserves a rating, that would be much appreciated. If you want to see more Minecraft tutorials and general content, don't forget to subscribe. Thank you! Bye!